Hey, what's going on, everyone? Choco the Chocobo here, and we are back in CrazierCraft. Now, today we're going to be tackling some Tinker's Construct stuff. I think I did the research and things, so it shouldn't be too terribly painful to bear with, but certainly something that is going to be more of an endeavor. We did clean up some of the duplicated trees, put down the crystals here from mystcraft that we did find. If we do have time at the end of the episode, we might delve back a little bit into mystcraft, but I do want to keep this particular episode a little bit shorter so people have a chance to catch up on what's been going on. Now, before we get completely into the swing of things, we do have to go on here. Now, I did see a lot of people mentioning, again, some really cool things that they've done for their communities and the people around them. Huge shout out to everyone that has done that. Really is great to see everyone just saying a whole bunch of stuff that they've been doing. I know some people are saying some things that are a little bit unrealistic sounding, but for those of you who are being legitimate and being like, hey, you know what, this is awesome, this goes out to you all. So, again, it was random. I did see some that were like, wow, that's really cool. But for today, we're going to go ahead and just... Wait, actually, I think... Okay, good. All right, so, yeah, so for today, we have our winner of... Well, I don't know if I should really call it a winner, but... Yeah, no, it's like a lucky drawing kind of thing, so I guess. So, we have Tara Keeble. And she says she volunteers to help kids at the local elementary school learn how to play instruments and make music. Music was a huge part of my life, so that's really something cool to hear. Also, a lot of other people who did some pretty swag stuff. Let me just actually go up and down a little bit and read a couple of them because there were some pretty cool things. Samuel Snyder says that he's been helping this older couple that moved near him, helping them out, building walls, going shopping, and even cooking sometimes. That's awesome. Thank you very much, because like I know there are a lot of people who are like, hey, you know, whatever, I can just, it doesn't really matter. And seeing people kind of giving a helping hand, I don't know why I just failed to speak, helping hand is pretty awesome like that. We also have, let me see, we have I Crepe Plays, which I'm assuming is crepes, like the dessert kind of thing. It says he donated blood at their school drive, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of scary for some people. For me, I've actually done it a couple of times. But anyways, a lot of other people who have done some pretty amazing things. But for Tara Keeble, teaching and sharing music. And for her, we are going to go ahead and give her a note block, because I couldn't really think. I was thinking maybe like a music disc, but I feel like this is a little bit more accurate, for lack of a better way to put it. Of course, we'll add someone here for the Twitch thing as well. So let me go down. All right, so let's get into Tinker's Construct. Now, Tinker's Construct is a little bit more involved of a mod, I would say, than some other ones in terms of it seems really daunting, but you guys can actually use this episode as a bit of a tutorial if you would like for Tinker's Construct, at least for my limited understanding. I'm sure there's some people out there that are going to be like, oh yeah, no, there's like way more to this mod and way more you can do. Also remember that the mod packs that you are currently playing, if you are going to use this as kind of like a reference point, can be a little bit different. There's metallurgy, which is going to allow you to have some different kinds of metals that can manipulate with Tinker's Construct, stuff like that. So just something to bear in mind. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to need to get some seared bricks and stuff like that in order to get this really cranking. So seared bricks is going to require just, I believe, grout is sand and stuff. Yeah, sand, clay, and gravel. So let's go ahead and get sand, clay, gravel. Sand, clay, and gravel. And then we can, of course, thankfully, learn how to do this in our lovely little EE3 thing. So let's make some grouts. Alright, and then let's learn how to make grout like that. Alright, so with grout, obviously, smelting it down for seared brick is going to be quite nice. Actually, we can actually just throw that in here right now. Let's throw the grout into there. bang, cooked. Pulsating iron, you can chill out up there. I believe I made these for the octadic capacitors. We just never really did anything with it terribly. All right, so seared bricks. Now we do need a lot of seared bricks. We're gonna be needing a lot of these drains, controllers, also making the floor. We're also going to get some casting tables, some base. Actually, we're not doing basins. Seared tanks we will need. Oh wait, no. I am lying to you all. No, we are going to be using seared glass. I forgot. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. So to get started with this whole mod pack, you are going to need to start off with some seared bricks. Casting, okay. This is the stuff you want to hear from someone who's telling you. I can try to lead you through it. But yeah, anyways, you're going to go ahead need to get some seared bricks for yourself. So start off with that sand, gravel, and of course clay. Once you get that going, you can start doing a whole bunch of farming for those suckers, and then you'll get these bad boys. Now I'm just going to get a whole bunch of them, throw them in here so I don't have to worry about going back and forth and back and forth. So once you get that going, you're going to have the ability to make some things here. I would recommend that you go ahead and make one smeltery. Oh, they do give you the book. So you get these books that will help you explain what you're doing with all the stuff in the game. Or not in the game. With Tinker's Contract. I'm really tired, guys. This may not actually be a good tutorial, because I might just say some things that make absolutely zero sense now that I think about it. Alright, okay, so anyways, start off by making just these basic things, just to make sure that you can make your smeltery, which is going to be kind of like the crux of how you make all the metals and all that cool stuff that most people associate Tinkers with. So we're going to need to make a smeltery drain. Now, these you'll need several of. For us, we're going to actually need to make 14 of these bad boys in total, so let's go ahead and make 14 of them. We are also going to be needing... We're also going to be needing casting tables. We're going to not worry about right yet, but you're going to need these whenever you want to make patterns. So like if you want to make a pickaxe head, you'll be needing these, so on and so forth. You'll also maybe want to upgrade this, I believe, or no. That's for actually putting the pattern and making the pattern, as well as filling that in with the metal. And then you're going to need something else, which I completely confused the two of them. But yeah, it's all right. So you will need a controller. At least I think you need a controller. You do need smeltery drains, because that's going to be where all your liquid metal pours out of. Casting basins you can use. They'll kind of receive all the molten metals and stuff, and then it'll form it into a block for you when it fills up, or it can just keep in liquid form if it doesn't fill up entirely. Seared tanks, seared glass, as well as seared windows all work more or less the same. They can contain the lava that you're going to need to heat up your whole system, stuff like that. For our particular case, we're going to go with seared glass, just because seared glass, I think, looks pretty cool. Seared window, pretty clear and straight see-through, so I wasn't a huge fan of that. I wanted something that had a little bit more texture to it, so we're going to go with this bad boy. Seared glass, let's go with 14 of those. I believe I can even learn these in EE. Nope, just kidding. I am a filthy, filthy liar. Alright, so let's go ahead. Learn ourselves, or not learn ourselves. So we're going to get 14 of those bad boys. I don't think I actually needed 14 of those. I don't know why I ended up actually doing that, but that's alright. So boom, boom, seared brick, and we are going to need some of these seared faucets. So we will need 14 of these. These are going to be the way that you have like actual, like the molten stuff flowing through it. Like think of it as a little channel for it to flow down, or a little kind of path for it. So that is that. My god, my brain is just operating at like quarter speed. I can actually feel it. Alright, so seared bricks. Whoop. There we go. I'm actually going to probably learn how to make these, just because I feel like that would be something wise and smart to do. But we don't actually need we don't have to worry about that too terribly much. We are going to go ahead, and we are going to need a pretty handsome amount of these. Actually, we should probably just do it this way. That is not what I wanted to grab. Alright, so let's go ahead, just do that, make a whole bunch of these seared bricks, because I do not wish to run into a problem with that. Alright, so, seared bricks. What are we going to start with? We are going to start off by doing this. Excuse me, my gracious. Still burping up a storm, my god. Alright, so, we do need to put down a floor first. Now, because I actually carved this ahead of time, this is actually an 11 And then I don't even know how long this is, probably like a 9 or something like that. But 11 by 9. We are going to go ahead and actually do this. We're going to go ahead, go in, and then in one more. And then we're going to set this up. Now, I think the basic one is a 3 by 3. You can get away with that if you would so desire. It's whatever tickles your fancy. Alright, so we're going to need to have the 7 wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. And then 1, 2, 3. I can't count. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. Alright, let's confirm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this should make a perfect square, which it does indeed. Perfect. And then we're going to use building 1 because I am just cool. That is so cool. I'm so glad I actually learned how to use it properly. Alright, so I am now starving to death. Let's go ahead, get some steak in our lives. I also tucked away some magnum torches inside the walls. You can't see them. I will do something for the lighting here, but for right this particular moment, I'm not going to worry about it too terribly much. Alright, so next order of business. Oh, this part's actually going to be a little bit on the tricky side. Alright, so these drains. We're going to need to bring these out. We're actually going to start with the drains first because they're actually fairly easy to set up. I actually am even going to go a step further. Let's go. Do I have any stone bricks in here? I do. Alright, excellent. Let me go ahead, just swoop up a bunch of that. Alright, perfect. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put stone brick all along here in the interest of making this look a little bit nicer, as well as kind of giving us a little bit of play space here. Alright, so we have these little things here, so we can actually add on these drains properly. These are like dispensers a little bit, so make sure that the side with the hole is actually facing outward from what your actual operation is, and that these blocks, these square sides, are facing inward. So let me just go ahead, quickly do that. Alright, perfect. So now that we got these bad boys going, you might be like, alright, so now what? And I just realized we have to make this wider. Alright, an interesting thing for me to have realized at this random point, because I thought I counted it right, but for the third time I've counted it wrong, which is okay. It's not a big deal. We can always make this wider. If something breaks it though, I will probably scream. So go ahead, add faucets to all your drains. You don't need this many, obviously you can build smaller. As long as you have it all encircled by mixtures of seared bricks, drains, seared glass, whatever. Just make sure that that's all encircling it, and you'll know if you did it right because your smeltery controller, which I'm going to put right smack dab in the center here, if you put that right there, it's going to actually let you know if you've done it right or not. So kind of a neato thing. We're going to go ahead and put these right here, and we're going to line the back with this. Now that has a pretty tight squeeze, so I'm going to probably add a couple things in there. And then I'm just going to build these up because I'm crazy. Because, you know, I think that will look a little bit better. Now, you can, by adding more height to these things, it adds more ability, to, like more slots where you can put ores in here to smelt, basically. So, something interesting if you want to keep that in mind. For us in particular, it doesn't particularly matter all that much, to be honest, but so smeltery's online. You do see the fires here. Now if I break this, it turns off, so that's a good way to check to make sure that your smeltery is working correctly. Now smeltery all done and done. We're not going to use bedrockium drums. We are actually going to be using tanks. Now casting basins is normally what you would use, or a casting table if you want to have a direct casting station, but for what we're going to be doing, we're actually going to be using tanks because tanks are frankly cooler. For lack of a better way to put it, they are darn cool. So let's go ahead and make ourselves some portable tanks. We unfortunately don't have an EE table for these bad boys. It is a crying shame, I do tell you. But let me get these portable tanks going here. And I believe I can dupe these actually, so hopefully this doesn't end up becoming too big of a problem. Oh, and then let's make a hardened one. Okay, hardened portable tank, and then from a hardened to a reinforced, and then from a reinforced to a resonant. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to have some of these bad boys duplicating while we are actually going here. These guys we're going to use to store the molten liquid, which right this particular moment isn't terribly important because we're not going to start this smelting process just yet. So, we have ourselves a functional more or less thing here. We're going to add in little tanks down there so we can actually use them. Actually, let me go ahead and just do this now. I'll make it look pretty again. I did replace this all with stone on stream while I was hanging out with the fam. But let me go ahead and just mine this out now because it's starting to bother me. I don't like how close it is. It haunts me in my dreams. Alright, so we are going to just do this real quick. So you need to put either a casting basin, I guess you could have a casting table as an option, of course. You can also do any form of tank that is compatible with this mod to store the liquid underneath it. So it does have to be directly underneath it, and you can have them on different heights as well. I particularly did not play with that very much, so I am unfortunately not the right resource if you want to know more about that. So we got that part going. Now for the rest of Tinker's Construct, the simpler part of this, except I think I actually closed the window I needed. Uh-oh. Okay, let me see. Tinker's Construct. I need my cheat sheet, fam. I need my cheat sheet, and I need it now. Alright. Badoop. Let me see here. Alright, perfect. So, we are going to need to get ourselves some of the following things. And I'm going to go into here because I'm going to be lazy about it. Alright, so we are going to need a stencil table. So, stencil table right here. Now you can see like there's a couple of different versions of it for us, but and there's also these slab versions, which are compacted versions of these things, which is kind of neato. I am actually not going to do it because I think the actual regular one looks pretty cool. You're going to need some blank patterns here. Thankfully, I can learn how to make these. Going to go ahead and learn that. Thank you. And then we're going to go take these blank patterns. Oh god, they cry every time. Alright, so we're going to take these blank patterns and make ourselves a stencil table. Wonderful. And then after we make our stencil table, we actually can go a little bit further here. We're going to need a part builder. So let me see here. Oh, are these all stencil tables? They're so pretty. Oh, and by the way, they do have books that explain most of the stuff, so kind of a random aside here, but something that you may want to actually keep in mind. Alright, so we have our stencil table. We do need a part builder, so we are going to get a part builder as well. They all look really similar, so be careful that you don't get like kind of lost with the whole thing. I've gotten confused a little bit myself already, so I was like, wait, these are all the same thing. Oh no, Choco, what have you done? Nope. Alright, so tool station we got going for us there. We are also going to want a pattern chest. This is actually not necessary, but I think it's a good idea. What this will do is this will help organize all your different patterns and store your patterns, which is kind of neat and sort of nice to have there. So we have our stencil apart. Oh, and we didn't make the tool thing. I literally skimmed over it, and I just blanked out because my brain is totally working fine. Wait, did I? No, I just straight up didn't. What the heck did I do? Oh! I know exactly what I did. Alright, so this is... Okay, I know exactly what's going on. So, tool station. Crafting station is required for this. This is actually just a crafting bench. You just recraft it again, and you create a crafting station. I personally thought this was strange whenever I first saw it. That's just the way it is. I am not making this up, I promise to you. Alright, we're going to need some blank patterns here, so let me produce some blank patterns real quick. 3 will do for the time being. Alright, very nice. And then bang, tool station. Awesome. So these 4 things are, for what I consider to be, the basic starters kit for Tinker's Construct. Now, because this is part of Tinker's Construct, I'm just going to put these bad boys right over here. We might make a more fancier thing for them at some point. I don't really know. Oh, materials and you. You want to give me these fancy books? Alright, so stencil, tool, part, and then we're just going to go ahead and slap on this bad boy. So this pattern chest, it's actually kind of part and parcel as long as they're connected to each other with a part builder, so kind of neato there. And stencil tool, blah blah blah. So stencils here, you can see all these different images. They correspond to different things that you can put a blank pattern in for, and then it'll give you the ability to make the pattern for it. It'll tell you how much it costs in terms of your ingredients. It's partial. It's possible they can get partial things in terms of, like, if you put an oak plank, for example, that you can come out with some sticks because you don't need all those ingredients, stuff like that. You can make a whole bunch of things. To put tools together, you will need a binding, something that obvious to many people, not so obvious to me. But yeah, you can make pretty much all these different patterns, and if you have made them, once you get those patterns, so like for me, let's say that I'm going to do here, actually let's just do a little trial thing here. So let me get, several more of these. We're gonna go ahead and make ourselves our first tool here, get ourselves this tool binding like that. And then let's get a pickaxe head pattern like that. Now I'm going to go ahead, drop these off into here, just to illustrate the point that this does show up on the interface. And I'm going to need some wood. Bail me out, bro. Wood. Okay, perfect. And then grab this wood, 24 wood. Beautiful. Alright, so now this is technically a little bit out of order. Normally you would go stencil into part into tool, but just the way I have it set up, I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by making, I'm going to just shift click that into there, and then put in some oak planks, and then bang, get myself a wooden pickaxe head. Now you will see that the material cost is 1, it did go down by 1. Now check this out. I'm going to put this back into the pattern chest, put the tool binding in here. Now this costs 0.5. And you'll see that I get the wooden binding, but this time I also get a stick because it's cutting it into half the cost, more or less. So kind of an interesting thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that out, replace that in, and then let's go ahead and do this. Now this looks exactly like a stick, but this is a wooden tool rod, so this is also something that can throw people off, at least threw me off right away whenever I was first doing it, but something interesting. Alright, so now that you've done this, and it'll also tell you, by the way, what the materials, properties, and stuff are, because there are different qualities to having different kinds of materials used for your equipment. So weapons or tools, like, going to have different durabilities, different ability to, in the case of tools, like pickaxes will have certain ability to break certain kinds of ore, versus some that will just not be able to do it, kind of using like a wood pickaxe for iron, for example, doesn't really work. That kind of thing. So something to bear in mind. They have different properties. I would suggest reading up on the wiki because it's way easier to do that than for someone to explain it to you, I think. Alright, so now that we have those ingredients, we're going to go ahead, open up our pickaxe thing, and we're going to just throw them all into here, into the different slots that they correspond into, and then bang! First item. Now Tinker's Construct stuff does have the ability to have modifiers in here. And you, for more or less the basic thing here, you can actually add 3 modifiers in your game. If you drop another star on it, which I could, for demonstration purposes, I guess we could do that. So let me just quickly go grab another star. Another star. So we grab like another star, and this is true for all the things I'm about to list off here. You can throw that in here, and then suddenly you'll see that the modifier number goes up. So that means you can add in different like perks to your weapon, to your equipment, whatever the case may be, and you can enhance it. Now, Nether Star is one of them. Another one is a gold block and a diamond, and then the last of them is a notch apple or an enchanted golden apple with a diamond block. Pretty pricey if you're in like a low-key, like relaxed, almost vanilla mod pack, but for other people this should be a walk in the park if you have like one of the crazier mod packs. But let's go ahead and make this. Now that we have this as a general idea of like, oh well, what can you do with that, let's go ahead, grab ourselves actually a block of redstone here, just for an example. I'm not actually going to use a wooden pickaxe. So here you can see that we have a wooden pickaxe. I'm going to take a block of redstone, throw that into here. You can see that the redstone has a modifier here, and it's going to go ahead and modify our mining speed. So it starts off 3.5, goes to 4.22, goes to 0.04 per redstone in here, so there's 9 in here, that's why it's going up by that amount. And then it can do this a total of 50 times per modifier slot. So I could do this up to 150 times on a wooden pickaxe. As fun as that sounds, I'm not going to waste either of our times by doing that. But something to keep in mind, they can do some pretty cool stuff in terms of having like an efficiency 5 and super speed thing. And you can have some pickaxes that are pretty sick out there. We actually, from what I found, I think that the best one is actually shiny if you have access to that. But cobalt is very, very good as well. I'm actually going to go ahead I'm gonna actually fill up my inventory with lava, and then let's go ahead and just cruise through this, hopefully. Now, I understand that there is a better way to do this. It's not lost on me, but just to kind of get this done the old-fashioned way so we can illustrate a point. These things of glass, now the sear tanks, the windows, all this stuff, they all will accommodate the filling of lava into those slots. So something kind of neat. Now the idea here is that this lava is heating up the ore, and that's what's allowing that to work. So something that's kind of a nice little tidbit there. Now, oh, I didn't actually do one other thing that I wanted to do, which is the shiny ore. I even checked. Joko, what are you doing? All right, so let me go ahead. I'm going to make sure I leave some in here. I do not wish to use all of them. Actually, I guess I have enough. I don't really need that much more. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that there. We do have some of these portable tanks going already. You're so beautiful. Wow, you are hard to break. Holy dang. Can I? Nope. Oh, crap. Ah, no! What have I done? Alright, so let me go ahead. Break these down again. My God. I did not realize how long this would take. I'm sure there's like a wrench or something in thermal expansion that could do this with a little bit quicker, but that's alright. No, the manolin. Yeah, so there's different qualities for the different materials. In terms of mining speed, I think cobalt ended up being pretty much one of the best. The actual thing that we found in our personal tests on here for this mod pack was that shiny was actually more or less equivalent to cobalt, and they maxed out on speed at the same point. And it ended up being that you can break obsidian in like a little over a second, which was pretty hype, because obviously that's not with haste or anything like that. It is with efficiency 5, it is with full redstone. But something certainly cool. You can even add certain things, like you can make your hilt out of magical wood, for example, if you have that in your mod pack. And that will add additional modifier slots. I think paper gives you the writable one. I don't really know what that's all about, but that's a thing. If that happens to tickle your fancy, then go for it. If it does not tickle your fancy, then that's fine. Because I don't know if anyone's gonna be heartbroken over people not really enjoying that. But let's go ahead and add some of these bad boys into here. So, interesting little tidbit. Faucets can't interact with redstone. We discovered that a very weird and painstaking way, but yes, you can actually interact them with redstone. If you would like to, they have to go onto the faucet. They have to interact with the faucet, which means that you don't have your pick of the whole area in terms of where you can put your redstone source. But as long as you have a redstone source, it will, every single time it procs, every single time it triggers, it is going to try to do the operation to actually get that flowing again. Which is nice, because whenever, you'll see whenever we put this in here into the smeltery control, which you can also put a hopper, by the way, to automate this process a little bit. But what we should end up seeing is that they are very slowly but surely smelting down. Now eventually they're going to go into liquid form. But because we don't have that much lava here, and we are going to have to make some kind of system, for those of you who are just watching the SMP for the SMP's sake, we are going to have to make some kind of system here that feeds lava, and this is ridiculous. I am not going to worry about this kind of thing. I'm thinking, I mean, we could be scumbags. We could be the ones that go into the nether, suck it dry, and then just have a tesseract, just warp it over. It's possible. I just don't know if that's a good idea. Alright, so let's go ahead and just fill these bad boys up with lava. Is this not full? Oh, it's okay. It's depleting. Okay, so boom, boom, lava, lava, and then lava. Okay, so you can see here, it's starting to turn into liquid. If it's not all liquid, it is all liquid. Very nice. And so what we're going to do with this is I'm just going to do one last little thing here, and I'm just going to show you guys. It's going to keep going and going and going until it fills it up. Now, the actual, how to say, so these molten versions of ore. They do correspond to how much ore you put in. So 3 iron would create you 3 blocks worth, or 3 ingots worth, sorry. 3 iron ore will give you 3 iron ingots worth of molten iron, which if you were to put that into the casting basin, then you're going to end up getting a block, a third of a block, but if you put 9 in, it's going to give you a full iron block whenever it's fully done and solid. So something kind of good to keep in mind. This, if you put into portable tanks like this will end up giving you the liquid form. They won't solidify into the solid form. They will just kind of hang out in liquid form. So kind of a neato thing. Something that I certainly think was kind of a nice little addition into this whole mod. But, yep, that is pretty much the sum of it. Now I could take this and then I could end up putting that into a casting basin. You can actually put faucets directly on this, which is what I think we're going to end up doing. We're going to have to expand this operation a little bit here, but certainly something that is really cool. Now, that's going to be it for, I believe, Tinker's Construct, because while we can get into the hammers and crafting, I think I'm going to save that for a different day after I can actually kind of work on this a little bit more. But to have just the Tinker's Construct stuff up and running, I think that's fine. I'm not in any particular rush to get a hammer. And if I am in a rush, then I can just make one real quick, I guess. But, yep, for all intents and purposes, that's all for Tinker's Construct. So that's going to end that portion of it. We are 30 minutes through. Oh, we're cutting it close. We'll do one mystcraft world. And we're actually going to save the lucky blocks for next time. Just because I am doing this at a very weird hour. I'm recording at a very strange time. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead, actually. Oh, wait. Nope. I'm going to go open my alchemical bag and throw my buckets in there, because I remember thinking to myself, I would love to have buckets. And I didn't have buckets. Alright, so Tinker's weaponry, blah, blah, blah. Let me go ahead. We're just going to throw these books into here. Which you do get them, by the way, for completing, which I didn't actually know was true or not until recently. Alright, so, got all this stuff. Seared glass, sure, we'll store it in there. And then the rest of the stuff can go hang out with their fam jams. Very nice. Block of redstone can hang out there too. Alright, very good. And we're going to leave the golden lasso here, because it has Greg the Defender. And Greg the Defender deserves better than to be sucked into a vortex of horrible death. Alright. Let's see here. What we got going? Yep, alright. See, right on. Twitch, by the way, if you guys can start listing off some good deeds that you have done, I would like to do that before we go into our mystcraft world, if possible. Oh, Lucky is here. Okay, cool. Lucky, you can hang out here. Alright, so we do need... Oh, I need I need to make some link panels. Alright, so let's go ahead and make some link panels here. Very nice. There's Slurp, the good book. The good book of Slurp. Alright. Let's go with... I wonder what happens if you just type in good. I just want a good world, honestly. Alright, so good is in there. I do want to make another linking book, or 2 or 9. Alright, very nice. Alright, so we have the linking books. Let's go ahead and head on to the world of good. Before... I'm sorry, that was funny. I've done nothing good, LOL. That made me laugh. Sorry. Alright, let's go into the world of good. Let's hope that this is actually a good world. And... oh no, it's raining here. Hi there. Whoa, what are you? Sorry, fam. Okay. Interesting. What is this biome technically called? A Mystic Grove. I'm not sure if I would agree with the entitling of that, but yeah, Mystic Grove it is. Now this is... oh no! Oh crap! It was one of those thingy. Ah, dadgum you. It was one of the... It's just like whenever you fall out of the, whatever, the place in the sky. I don't remember what it's called. There used to be a mod. Back in CrazierCraft, there was one of those things where if you fell down from the world, you get sucked in. We did that once already before. Oh, okay. That works for me, Koala. I wonder what would be a good thing. Maybe a book? Okay, so Koala Panda Koala says that he asked, does helping an elderly couple down a set of stairs count? Absolutely does. I consider that to be a good deed in my book. Let's see here. What would make sense? Helping it? Well, I guess I could... Stairways would count, right? Alright, so wood. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a stair. Alright, and then let's go up. Please don't clip. Alright, beautiful. Let's see here. Alright, let's go ahead, grab a sign. So, Koala Panda Koala. Helping an elderly couple down the stairs. I don't know why. Whatever. That's alright. Okay, so I think that's actually the right capitalization thing. That T is gonna haunt me. I don't actually know if I did that right. I think T is only for titles of books that you capitalize the T and the. Alright, anyways. Cheers, Koala. Thank you for being a good person and helping out people in your community. Oh, I literally went right back. Alright, so we're back and good. Let's not go straight down to the bottom, shall we? Alright, so, ice. What we got else? What we got going over here? But it is raining, isn't it? What the fudge is that? What the fudge is that? Wait, hold on. What are you? A cup. It's pooping at me. I'm okay. Molten red arum. Extra tick. Okay, I don't know. Get the buckets out, boys. We going bucketing. Alright, what the fleep? Stop pooping at me! My god, you freaking poop thrower. Alright. I have no idea what this does. What do you do with this? I am beyond confused. I'm gonna push you in there. You're gonna tell me if it hurts. Yep, it burns. Okay, well then. That seems to be quite lethal. I am not going to go into there. Oh, no, okay, it's burning them at regular pace. Wait, how much HP do you have? Okay, so you have like 8. Okay. Yeah, that still is pretty dangerous. Okay, so yeah, let's not ever go into that pool of water. What is this? This is just water. Okay. Treants. I don't know what this is, though. What are you? And before, this is something that is very, very lethal. I'm assuming this is like the other thing where the source is at the bottom. Oh, wait. Energized glowstone. No way. I love this stuff. Okay. Yes, I am okay with actually spending that many buckets. I am a-okay with that. Alright, so... kind of a weird world so far. Oh, it's these! It's the pixies! These are the guys that come from the land that crashes worlds! Yes! I just killed one in cold blood because I am a cold-blooded murderer. What are you? I don't remember you dropping stuff. What are you? Oh, yeah, that's right, pixie dust. We need this for ambrosia. Alright, cool. Cool beans. I remember Lachlan and I went on an old quest back in the day to get ambrosia. That was rough. That was rough times. Alright, let's go see what's up in here. What are you? Are you just birchwood? So the answer to that question is yes. That is just giant things of birchwood just chilling out. I don't really know. Okay, that's spooky. Why is this happening? Why am I being eclipsed by total darkness? What is going on? I'm gonna notch Apple preemptively in preparation for me getting wrecked, because I have no idea what that was about. And what are you? You are not water. I'm sorry, but no, you are not water. You cannot pretend to be water, because you're not water. That's bull shrimp. That's not water. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna ask questions. I'm not gonna do it. Just not gonna do it. Just gonna walk away. All right, let's go see if we can find a library. Actually, I don't know if we find libraries in these dimensions. What are you? Sewage. Oh, lovely. Smell of fresh poop in the morning. And there is a lily pad on sludge. Okay. All right then. Far be it from me to question that. Let's see. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they spawn libraries in these biomes. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they actually spawn libraries inside of like these crazy ones. I think they have to be in something that can be hospitable, if that makes sense. It has to be something that's like you can live in. It has to be like livable for like regular critters, not like. Oh nope, spoke too soon. Way the heck too soon. What the fudge is that? It's a cobalt I just passed by very casually. Nope, was not. It was just water. All right, well, let's go check it out. I will absolutely take you. The black ink book. The spontaneous... Oh, that... Spontaneous explosions. Alright, the flowing spirit block. Interesting. Alright. We do actually have an axe with us today, so let's go ahead and partake. That is a portal gun. Alright, so let's go ahead and just rip these bad boys down. Alright. I'm assuming that means... Yep, okay, it's right there. And Seasonal Forest Zenith Phase. Purple color and more sealed notebooks. So we got another booster pack here. Kind of neato canito. Alright, well I think that's a pretty successful thing. Honestly, this biome might be the best to look for libraries. It's just so flat. Like it's so flat. It's relatively peaceful. Oh my Lanta, the number of hobgoblins. Do I even want to know? Does it go down anywhere? Oh, is this one of those dungeon things? Wait, is it actually? Hold on. I'm getting sick and tired of getting dizzy. Oh, it is! Really? Okay. I mean, it's not really terribly surprising in the sense of, like, we've seen these before, but to see it in this dimension, I did not expect that. Because, like, I thought it was going to be, like, netherrack or something bizarre, but nope, it's just straight up, this thing overrules it. Alright, cool. So this thing oh, hey there. Okay, bye. Okay, so that overrules that rule, or the generation command. Alright, interesting. Mystcraft is scary. Mystcraft is actually terrifying. Alright, let's go. And the bat. Let's see if we can find a cheeky one. If I find one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hith. Quarter 0. We didn't find one. Dang. As I continue looking for that random sliver of hope. That random sliver of hope. No, it's not here. Dang. All right, cry. Okay. Well, we did our best. Let's go back home. Oil. Overworld. Okie dokie. So over we go. And I was on the floor. That was kind of rude. Let's go ahead, grab this book off the ground. This was a good book. Honestly, I rate that book. That was a very solid book. Very nice. All right. So, good was a good book. Who would have thought? All right, let's go ahead and throw these extra pages into here. My gracious me, there's so many of them. And, yep, bring the rest of our spoils of war back downstairs. But I think that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. So hopefully this is going to give you guys a little bit of a breather from those people who are like, oh my god, Choco, you keep on posting videos that are 3 years long. I can't keep up with this forever. It's okay. It's a-okay. I can also learn how to make this in exchange. Okay, sorry. But yeah, this will be a good chance for people to catch up on episodes, stuff like that. And certainly is going to be something that will be nice, I think, for the future. But let me quickly learn how to make this. This is so cool. This is so cool. Okay, go on. I want to see if it works, because if so, I think I just figured out how we're lighting up. How we're lighting up this area. Right here. Oh, it's escaping. Dang it. Alright, well, dang. It does light up the entire area, but unfortunately for me, this is a little bit too rambunctious. Perhaps if I just did it like from the back corner? No, that's gonna look silly though. Oh! There's a very obvious solution here. Ta-da! And I can just do this. Okay, let's rebucket it. What? Oh, there's a little sneaky passage. Okay, and then ta-da! Very cool. I like that a lot, actually. We're gonna have fun with this. All right, anywho, Skidoodles, that is all for today, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and excited for the new content. If you guys have anything that you are like dying to see out of Tinkers, I guess now we have the ability to make that stuff. So, yeah, let me know. I think the plan here, and the reason why I have so many of these really large tanks, is that I'm going to make tanks for each of the different kinds of liquid. That way we can actually store stuff and make like a proper good system for it. That said, it's not really, I think, going to be a huge deal because we can just connect these bad boys. Oh, sorry, tired. To a Tesseract, and then Tesseract is in turn going to be able to move the liquids around. We can just store them to where we need to put them. So nothing too terribly crazy, but anyways, take care, everyone, and ciao for now. Your slips are on fire. I said a whoa.